Yo, what is good? Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 110. The album that we're reviewing today is Ice Cube's third album, The Predator, released in 1992. I was gonna review this a couple of days ago, particularly April 29th, but it didn't happen. And the reason that I was gonna review on that date is because that was when the LA riots happened. When it first started, due to the whole Rodney King situation that happened back in '91, and the riots actually came out in '92. And we all know that we're going through the whole Baltimore riots, so I kind of felt like it was only right to review this album because it was like similar situations that happened, you know what I mean? So I thought it would be more appropriate around this time to review this album. Alright, I did a review on Ice Cube's first two albums, so let's get right into it. Alright, Ice Cube, like I said, no stranger to controversy. You know what I'm saying? He's very outspoken. He's talking about white people, being devils and stuff like that. Things of that nature. Because at the time he was part of the Nation of Islam, and so there was he just felt a lot of injustice happening in the black community. So at least he was one of the people to address it, and people didn't like it. So you know what I mean? They deemed him as racist and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, getting right into it. Like I said, just coming off the success of Death Certificate, he came out with this album. Like I said, this album was recorded during the from '91 to '92. So he recorded this, during the LA riots that happened. So you can actually feel the anguish, the riots. Like you can feel like you're back in 1992 just listening to this album. That's what I like about it. But get into the album. There's three singles. The singles are Wicked, which was the first single. Today it was a good day, and Check Yourself with Das Effects. All right, those are the three singles. My bad. Yeah, three singles, like I said before. You know how I get down, break through, just show you guys what the album looks like. Alright, that's what the CD looks like right here. You see the jewel case, you see Ice Cube in the background. And mind you, this is the 2003 reissue, so it comes with the bonus tracks and stuff like that. Alright, it's just him giving the acknowledgements, like the shouts and all that shit. Alright, open it up. What's cool about this is that, open it up, you get your actual poster of your album, you know what I mean? Very, very dope. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to keep this, if you want to hang it up on your wall, whatever. Me personally, I like to keep it in the CD case, you know what I mean? But that's what it is. See Ice Cube, showing with a member of the Nation of Islam, somebody else right here. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube smoking that cheetah chipper, you know what I mean? Doing what he does best. You know what I'm saying? To see. Very, very dope. Producers on the album, who are the producers? Ice Cube himself, obviously. Ice Cube. DJ Pooh, shout out to DJ Pooh. Bobcat. I mentioned Bobcat. He's done stuff for like LL Cool J and stuff like that in the past. DJ Muggs, shout out to DJ Muggs, one of my favorite producers. DJ Pooh again, like I said before. DJ Muggs, Ice Cube again, like I said before. Rashad, Pockets, DJ Muggs, and Sir Jinx. Yeah, Sir Jinx. The Ice Cube again, like I said. And Mr. Woody. Alright. So there's 20 tracks because, like I said, this is the OG copy, but I mean not this is the 2003 reissue. The original has only 16. So, alright, you know how I get down. Break through some of the songs, like I said before. Alright. Like Infamous Mobb playing in the background. Shout out to them. they got back together. They're supposed to come out with an album, so we'll see how that goes. There's really no feat. There's really no feat. I mean, there's a couple features. Features in the album, like I said. Das EFX themselves. Excuse me. I gotta do a review on their albums. Their first 4 albums I got in my collection. Don Jaguar, dope, kind of like a ragga reggae hip hop type of dude. He's kind of like a Mad Lion of the West Coast, pretty much. He has an album out called Faded that came out back in 1994. It's out of print. It's hard to find, but definitely need to get my hands on that. We'll definitely get my hands on that joint one day. That Don Jaguar, who was featured on the Wicked song, Little Russ, Das EFX, and those are the features now. He kept it short, that's what I like, you know what I mean? Track 1, the first day of school, is an intro. It's just playing like a sample of a movie that came, I believe it was the second Predator that came out back in 1990, the one with Danny Glover. It talks about, it's like a jail scene, so I'm assuming that's from from the movie, because like I looked it up and it said like he uses samples from that movie. So and that's how he got the name The Predator, you know what I mean? So pretty cool. Track 2, When Will They Shoot? It's pretty much talking about how like he's pretty much America's #1 public enemy, pretty much. And what I like about that song, it's his play on some of the songs that came out back in the early '90s, like where he says he had a line where he said what did he say? He said like I've always been a boys in the hood before the movie. And he said like they had cats had 100 miles of running, but I never ran and never will, type of stuff. What did he say? He said some shit about the Ghetto Boys. I'm a trigger nigga happy nigga, some shit like that. I just like how he played on with the words like certain songs and stuff like that. And he addresses how he addresses the whole criticism that he got, the flack that he got of him being an anti-Semitic dude. And then when he says like he said some shit about how he said you could play me as a J Bird, but don't say the J word, cause Uncle Sam is just like Hitler, but he's just burning people, but just without an oven, you know what I mean? I thought that was pretty, and that's what he talks about, just him being a public enemy, just addressing, the anti-Semitic remarks that he said, that he's just responding to people that, said that he's anti-Semitic and stuff like that. So that's what he's talking about in that song, When Will They Shoot? Track 3, I'm Scared, Insert, which is pretty much a skit, but I think when they say insert back in the day, I think that's a West Coast thing, where in the East Coast they say skit, but in the West Coast they say insert. I kind of noticed that. I don't know if you guys peeped that. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Whatever. I'm Scared. It's a skit. It's just talking about how you got a couple like white audience members, like they're like in a I guess like in a TV talk show. Something like a Jenny Jones or whatever. Just talking about how he had this white lady talking about, I used to be a fan of Ice Cube, but now you're talking about all this racist stuff. This is how you feel. I feel offended. I can't believe you feel this way. Blah blah blah. And then you have a black lady saying like, yo, why is it that when a black person says something, how they feel, it's deemed as racist, and stuff like that. And that's what they talk about. They have a couple clips about that. I thought that was pretty cool. Track 4, Wicked, which was the first single featuring Don Jaguar. Pretty dope track, very dark, very gritty. Love the video for it. You just see him like in an abandoned, like burnt down, I don't know, like some like alleyway or some shit like that. It's pretty dope. Kind of sets the tone of the video, sets the tone of the album, in my opinion. He just talks about, about the riots and stuff like that. Just talk about all that bullshit, just talk about, like the shit that was happening with the riots, just, expressing his anger with the riots and stuff like that. Like with that track, you can feel 1992, you can feel the LA riots, you know what I mean? Just his anger towards it that happened, you know what I mean? And by the way, the whole riot shit, man, that shit was so unnecessary. So many people got killed, got hurt. You know, it was just so unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fucked up what the cops did, and I understand the frustration, but we gotta do better than that, people. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. Same thing with the Baltimore riots, but I don't know, something's gotta give, and I'm glad like the LA, I'm glad that, you know, those 6 officers that killed Freddie Gray got convicted, got indicted. Um, they didn't get sentenced. They just got indicted. They got charged. There's a difference. But we'll see. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, 'cause you know how that shit goes. You know, they always get caught, but you know, they always end up getting acquitted just because they're cops. But we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? So we just gotta stay tuned for that. Track 5. Now I got a Wetcher. Just another gangster track. What I got from that, you know, just him. You know, just like, you know, just going around shooting niggas. You know what I mean? Just like, I like what he said. Like him and his boys approached this one dude. He was like, yo, what's good, homie? Like, yo, you won. It was like, what's good? Like, you won the what t-shirt contest? Pop, 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 pop. Like, yo, that's what was so ill. The way that shit started out, and then he just sort of, you know, just doing what he do. Track 6, The Predator. It's another gangster track too. Just talks about how he's a predator and you're the prey, pretty much, and that's what I got from that track. Track 7, It Was a Good Day. Another, like, one of the most positive songs out of the whole album. You know, just sort of about how, like, you know, he's just having a good day. He woke up, he didn't have to use his AK, he didn't have to kill nobody, he didn't have to, you know, get pulled by the cops. And he actually scored with a chick, you know what I mean? Took her to the hotel, fucked her brains out, you know, played ball with his boys and stuff like that. It was just a good day, you know what I'm saying? Pretty dope. And it was a dope video too, very dope. That was track 7. I believe that was the second single, I'm gonna say. Yeah, that was the second single of the album. Track 8, which is one of my all-time favorite songs of that. One of my all-time favorite hip-hop songs of all time. To me, one of the best tracks of the album. We Had to Tear This Motherfucker Up. Love that fucking song. DJ Muggs, yo, that's one of DJ Muggs' best beats, man. That beat is so old. Like, I wish Ice Cube and DJ Muggs had made an album back in the day. I mean, that shit would have been so ill. But that's another story to tell. Whatever. That's another topic to talk about one day. But pretty much he talks about how, you know, how like the cops got acquitted. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't get charged or anything like that. And so he's just voicing his expressions, you know, sort of about like, oh, they got acquitted because of the Rodney King situation. Now I'm gonna go out and go kill them niggas because, you know, justice wasn't served. And so he's just voicing his opinion, his frustrations with this shit. And yeah, he just goes in on that joint right there. You know what I'm saying? Love that track. Just love the energy. Like I said, I wish, you know, DJ Muggs and Ice Cube had made an album together because that shit would have been so ill. You know, they were both in their prime. Well, at least Ice Cube. DJ Muggs still does his thing to this day. Just wasn't feeling the whole dubstep shit he did recently, but he still does deliver. So, track 9, Fuck 'Em, which is a skit or insert as it was showed right here. It pretty much talks about how, you know, like how Ice Cube, like, you know, respond to the critics and stuff like that. He's just saying like, yo, fuck them, you know what I mean? Just fuck those dudes. I'm gonna keep doing me, you know what I mean? That's what I got from that skit. You know, like, he's just, like, somebody was interviewing him and he's just talking about the critics and he's just saying go fuck them, go fuck themselves and stuff like that. Track 10, Dirty Mac. To me, I think it's like another play of Who's the Mac. But it's just in reverse, you know, just saying like how girls, you know, pretty much like you know how like you got like in Who's the Mac, where I explain how you got these dudes who are like players and stuff like that, and, you know, just try to take advantage of everybody. But in retrospect too, it didn't always have to be about girls, about dudes taking advantage of girls. It could have been in general where, like, you know, you could be somebody who's gullible. They'll just like, not, I wouldn't say like somebody that that's been taken advantage of, and stuff like that. And that's what I got from that joint with Who's the Mac. But it's the same thing with Dirty Mac, but it's just reversed with the girl taking advantage of the dude. You know what I mean? And that's what I got from that. Track 11, Don't Trust Them. Just dope track. Just talking about how don't trust women. Just because don't trust a big butt and a smile. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got from that. And he talks about how he met this one chick. Whatever. In the club, he's dancing with the chick, whatever, and they go to a hotel, whatever. They go to a room, they're about to get it in, but she's like, nah, like, I don't fuck on the first date, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna take your word for it. Next time we'll get down. But then the next time they meet, they're about to get down. He gets butt naked and stuff like that, and right when he's about to get down, we had 4 dudes that just bust in the door, and pretty much the girl set him up. The girl, set up Ice Cube. He gets, tied up, whatever. He gets during the trunk, he gets shot and stuff like that. So the moral of the story is, don't trust a big butt and a smile. And that's what I got from that. It's pretty cool. Everybody's heard those songs before. Like, if you heard, like, Mobb Deep's Hell on Earth, it was a Havoc solo track where, he talks about the same thing. He meets a girl, whatever. Yeah, they're about to get in, whatever. And, gets set up by the girl. He gets, tied up, gets shot and stuff like that. Same thing with on Onyx's third album, Shut Him Down. When he meets a girl named Veronica, and he talks about how he meets a girl, Veronica. The sex was good, but then she sets up sticky fingers in the end and gets killed and stuff like that. So same thing, nothing new. It wasn't the first. I don't know if he was the first dude to do that, but we've heard those songs before. Track 12, Gangsta's Fairy Tale Part 2. I've explained, it's pretty much, the fairy tales, like from, the fairy tales that we all grew up, reading as a little kid, like, like Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and stuff like that. Well, and that's when he talks about, he talks about, Little Red Riding Hood, Little Boy Blue, being gangsters, and the 3 Little Pigs being cops and stuff like that. The Little Red, excuse me, you got the Wolf, and stuff like that. And he talks about Snow White, Beauty and the Beast. It was pretty dope the way they did it, man. Pretty dope. So if you guys are familiar with the first one, you should be familiar with Gangsta Fairy Tale Part 2. It's another like storytell, like another gangster storytell of that, whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Track 13, Check Yourself, featuring Das Effects, which was the third and last single of the album. This is the original version. This is not the one with the message sample with Grandmaster, with the classic The Message with Melly Mel and the Flash 5, whatever, the Furious 5. It's not that version that we know. This is the original version with the original beat, and I believe DJ Muggs made the beat for that, not the remix that we all know, but the original. Pretty much talking about, like, yo, just better check yourself, man. Or don't get caught slipping. You know what I mean? Just be careful you getting yourself into. You know what I mean? That's what I got from that joint right there. Track 14, Who Got the Camera? With that song, what I got from that is, like, where they get approached by cops and stuff like that, and how, like, some cops like to abuse their authority and stuff like that, and cops have police cameras in their cars, so he's just saying, like, what if they didn't have those cameras? If they didn't have those cameras, cops would have killed them, pretty much, would have got away with murder, stuff like that, and the cops would have said, like, oh, they tried to kill me, I just killed in self-defense type of thing. So he's just pretty much posing the question, like, who got the camera? Like, what if they didn't have those cameras, you know what I mean? It would have turned out worse, and, stuff like that, and that's what I got from that joint right there. Track 15, Integration, this is another skit. Track 16, who Say Hello to the Bad Guy. Um, it's just another gangster track. You know what I mean? Another dope joint, a dope way to end the album. And the rest of the tracks are bonus tracks. You got Check Yourself, the Message remix, like I was just mentioning. It Was a Good Day is the remix. Track 19, 24 with an L, and track 20, You Ain't Gotta Take My Life. Those are just B-sides of the songs, of the singles that came out from around the Predator time. It's just the B-sides that never made the album, so he was just nice enough to put the B-sides on this album, so pretty cool. Overall, pretty good album. My opinion, very underrated in my opinion. Because when people think of Ice Cube, people always talk about the first two albums. They always talk about America's Most Wanted. People always talk about Death Certificate, and a lot of my peers always say Death Certificate was their best album. You know what I mean? So what's his best album? Excuse me. A lot of people ask me what's my favorite Ice Cube album. I would have to. I don't have a favorite, but I would have to say that his first four are my favorites. I just love the energy that he provided back then. Like I said, definitely a very slept-on album in my opinion. And this is actually his best-selling album. It's his highest and his best-selling album. I believe it was the first album, I think at the time, to be #1 in the Billboard charts in both pop and R&B. I believe it was the first. I don't know if it was the first album in history, but I know it was like the first hip hop album to be #1 in both in the Billboard charts in both R&B and pop. So I think that's dope. That's a dope accomplishment. But yeah, man, very 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 dope. And this was actually the last album that Ice Cube got more political. You know what I'm saying? Because after this, he got more gangster and stuff like that, which I have to do a review on Lethal Injection. So stay tuned for that review. But yeah, man, definitely check this album out. Give it a chance. Very very dope. Very underrated in my opinion. Yeah, man, very very dope, man. Very dark. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, you can feel 1992 in this album. You can feel the LA riots. And a lot of the album covers the riots and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, I thought this would be like a dope time to talk about this album because, like I said, the LA riots happened on April 29th, which was like last week, and or early this week I should say, and have the Baltimore riots happening right now. So yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Let me know what you guys think about it. What did you like about the album? Did you like the album? Did you like the album? If you didn't like the album, let me know. You know how you get down. You know how I get down. Just put it in the comments box. Just express your feelings about the album. And that's about it, guys. Have a good day. Stay tuned for more videos, more beat videos, and that's it. Peace.